up, everybody? Welcome to the Judgementals Wrestlefest. What episode is this? This is like 3 or 4, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
I think it's four.
Okay, this is 4. This is Leroy, and I got my cousin Josh with me. So, Josh, how you been?
I've been good, man. Hanging, chilling, trying to get my new house together and all that, man.
Yeah, I seen that on Facebook. Congratulations.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Where is it?
It's in Bolivia.
Oh, okay, all right,
Yeah. Yeah, you come down, man. You got a room.
all right. Now, did school start yet? School started down there, right?
Well, for my daughter, it started what 3 weeks after, like 3 weeks before public school because we got her in a charter school.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right, so I don't want to ask do I say how's your summer going, or how did your summer go? I don't know.
Now, she's only 6, but she worked her tail off during the summertime. Uh, Her mom, my wife, owns a bakery
Mhm.
in Ocean Isle Beach, and like I said, during the summer they have her working, and she, like I said, she does good there. And now she's in school. She can only work Saturdays, but like I said, people give her tips. People, pay her, so it's good. She
Right.
had a good summer.
And shout out to your wife Erica, because she's is it 40 under 30, or is no 30 under 40 in Brunswick County? What's it called?
Yeah. The, the oh God, what is that called? Hold on one second. I'll be right back.
Mm.
Hold on. It's matter of fact, I will show you the trophy that she got. the future 10, the future 10 under 40.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep it in the box, but
Okay.
uh,
All right.
from South Brunswick Magazine.
Right. And that's for her bakery, as Josh said. What's the name of the bakery?
Sweet Cakes TBC
Mm.
in Ocean Isle Beach.
Okay. Now, how long has the business been there?
5 years.
Oh, okay. So it was fairly new. Okay. All right. I thought it was like a family thing, like been there for years or something like that.
Well, yeah, they started real small, and but it has blown up quite a bit. Like I said, they specialize in wedding cakes, events. Erica is pretty masterful with the cookies, hand drawn cookies and whatnot. So,
Hmm.
and I could be more proud of her.
Good. Good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. So, where everybody here for? We doing a review. We're doing our review on SummerSlam. We're going to talk about Raw this week. Raw, uh, 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 Dynamite, and Rampage. I was thinking it was Collision. Collision is the day. I have it on mute now, but we can talk about Dynamite, Rampage, and Raw this week. So we'll start off with SummerSlam. SummerSlam at Detroit, Michigan. Is it the Ford Arena? Right, the Ford
Mm-hmm.
Field. Ford Field.
Ford Field,
All right,
home of the Lions.
right. Big crowd too. Sold out, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sold out crowd. We're gonna talk about the first match, Logan Paul versus Ricochet. The reason why this match was first is because Logan Paul had went to go see his brother fight Nick Diaz. That's why he had to hurry up and get out of there. But Logan Paul won when he hit Ricochet with the brass knuckles at 17 minutes and 58 seconds. On my notes, I wrote good opener. And I felt as though this should have been a WrestleMania main event after the Survivor Series, that got a million plus views on TikTok. that spot they did with each other. I thought that was a great opportunity for them to be on WrestleMania. I thought that would have boost Ricochet up a little bit because Ricochet is one of those types that always get these false pushes. Like you'll think he'll be like get up another level, but all of a sudden he back down again, and he's back down again also. By the way, after this fight with Logan Paul. But Logan Paul won when he hit Ricochet with the brass knuckles. Didn't like the ending. Didn't like the ending at all. The good match, but the ending was kind of stupid. What was your thoughts?
It was a great opening match. Like I say, people give Logan Paul so much mess about about him just being on YouTube and stuff. But I said it once and I'll say it again. Hate the if you don't like the man for who he is, but you got to be impressed about what he brings to the table as far as being a WWE superstar. Like I say, he's athletic. He like I say he worked. He's a student of the game. He works. He has great presence on the microphone. Yeah, the ending was kind of I want to say anticlimactic, but I get it. I get it. Make uh, you want to make Logan Paul look like who he is on YouTube. There was a spot in the match where he did that. I guess you want to call it that buckshot lariat out from in the ring to out the ring and landed on Ricochet purple. I'm thinking to myself, man, Adam Page must be kicking himself right now, not doing that. So,
Yeah, right,
but that was a real solid match.
right.
I thought.
Right. Oh, by the way, speaking of that, he showed up to his brother fight in his same. He never took off his uniform that he wore in the ring, so he had on that same uniform when he was with his brother. Yeah, Ricochet get these false pushes. He gets way too many false pushes, and I think this is going to happen with LA Knight also, and we'll get into that a little bit later. The next match is Brock Lesnar versus Cody Rhodes. Another match early. Brock Lesnar matches is always early in the card because I don't think he wants to stay there long. So Cody won with the three crossroads. Was one crossroad on the ropes, on the top rope, if I'm not mistaken, or did he just hit three in a row?
I think he just hit three in a row.
Okay. I on my notes I wrote it was a good match, and I I also wrote that Brock Lesnar split his pants early in the match, and soon the match kept going farther and farther. Them pants looked like loincloths, and the commentators never mentioned it.
Yeah, yeah.
What was your thoughts?
It told a good story for a rubber match. Um, like I said, Cody won one. Brock won the second one, but that third one's kind of slow. But you need storytelling in these kind of matches. And I think it told a wonderful story. What I was really surprised at the end was the gesture that Brock gave Cody. And you rarely see that, especially from someone like Brock Lesnar.
Right.
Like I say, handshaking him, giving him, taking his hand and giving it to the crowd and whatnot. That you never think um, Cody Rhodes being a class act. I mean, not Cody Rhodes, but Brock Lesnar being a class act. You know, Brock Lesnar, his face is asshole. So, and that surprised me. But that was a good match.
Right. Now, was that I'm going to be going for a while handshake or
I don't think that was I'm gonna be going for a while. I think that's you know I respect you and what Cody Rhodes always say finish the story. So
right,
it made Cody Rhodes become a super baby face, if that's such a thing.
right.
And it kind of made Brock Lesnar a face again too. So
Hmm. Especially how Cody Rhodes took a beating and
um,
came back. So
yeah,
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Hmm.
Next up was the Slim Jim Battle Royal. We have Eric Ivar, J.D. McDonough, Rick Boogs, Otis, Chad Gable, Ludwig, Giovanni Vinci, Rich Howard, Butch, Sheamus, Riddle, Grayson Waller, Shinsuke Nakamura, Bronson Reed, Tommaso Ciampa, Apollo Crews, LA Knight, Santos Escobar, AJ Styles, The Miz, Austin Theory, Karen Cross, Cameron Giles, and Almost. I zoned out on Battle Royal, so I didn't leave any notes. First of all, when LA Knight was in there, I always felt that he was going to win anyway. Plus, it's a Slim Jim, and he's like the spokesman to Slim Jim. So LA Knight won it in 12 minutes and 41 seconds. It was quick, but you pretty much already knew that he was going to win since, like I said, it's LA Knight and he's the sponsor for Slim Jim. Any of your thoughts on the Battle Royal?
I didn't realize that he was the sponsor until like I like watched SummerSlam. Um, with the thing with battle royals, like it's pretty much a showcase for the superstars not to I mean that don't have like a card a name on the card. So
Right.
uh, the only thing I really did not care for was Omos being there. For the life of me, I don't know why he's there. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why he's there. It's
Because he's
like I said,
big.
yeah, I get it. He's 7 foot tall. He's menacing, but that's not what the WWE is anymore. Um, at all.
Hmm.
So, but it gives LA Knight the rub, I guess. But what what is Triple H going to do with LA Knight with that rub, um, so to speak? So I'm kind of hoping to see what they do with that.
Right. All right. Next up was the Ronda Rousey versus Shayna Baszler mixed martial arts match. Now we talked about the promo they aired on Raw before SummerSlam. Great promo. But like you said, who was the heel and who was the face? Because I would have never had both of them crying. One had to cry, one or the other had to cry, but they had them both crying like they both were sympathetic because you felt for Ronda Rousey and you felt for Shayna Baszler. And
Yeah,
what are your thoughts on the promo before I go into the match?
the promo was good. The, it's what Ronda Rousey is to me is just she's just she's she don't have great mic work. She's dry
Hmm.
on the mic. You can tell Shayna Baszler's been doing this long before Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ronda Rousey got the athletic ability, but she's not good on the mic. And you can say the same about Shayna Baszler on the reverse of the reverse. Uh, she's not. She's good. She's a good athlete. She's a good superstar. Um, but she's a little bit better on the mic than Ronda Rousey is.
Right. And like Josh said that Shayna Baszler has been doing this longer than Ronda Rousey, and they met on the Ultimate Fighter show where Shayna Baszler was a contestant and Ronda Rousey was the coach of their group. Maisha Tate, I think it was Maisha Tate and Ronda Rousey were the coaches that season, if I'm not mistaken, and that's how they met. And what they didn't say on the show, which they should have said, that Shayna Baszler been like a long time wrestling fan, and on that show, that's all she would talk about. She would sit up late at night talking about wrestling with everybody, but they never showed that on the show. They edited that stuff out. But they said that's all she talked about was pro wrestling, and I guess that's after the show. That's when she got into training with Josh Barnett, if I'm not mistaken. All right,
Hmm.
so mixed martial arts match, Shayna Baszler, Ronda Rousey. I just said that mean a knockout, a pass out, or a tap out to win. So it was no pins, no DQs or countouts. So Shayna Baszler won with a careful to clutch in 7 minutes and 24 seconds. I wrote the crowd was super dead at this. Super dead. And Jim Cornette said that he said it's because the build up. It wasn't really no build up between the two, which he's right. It really wasn't a build up, but obviously what he said that that's the reason is not true because we'll have more on that later about the crowd being dead. I'm thinking the crowd was dead because all right, you had a Slim Jim Battle Royal. Everybody likes LA Knight, right? So when LA Knight was over with, people said, well, look, I'm gonna go to the bathroom and get something to eat or drink or whatever. So there's like how you always say how they do with women matches. That's like a a bathroom break. No
Yeah.
offense, but well, as I talked about before, I always like shoot style matches and wrestling because it's a little different from the norm. And I didn't think the match was bad at all. The crowd was just super dead at this. They could have cared less. So, what were your thoughts on this?
I personally cared less. I mean, if it would have been something different if it was a regular match. Now, okay, don't get me wrong when I say this. Um, I have no problems with MMA uh, um, fights. I really don't. It's the build up was good, but the execution of it was dry as I don't know what. It was so
Mm-hmm.
dry. I'm sitting there just watching it, and it was dry. It was dry, and I think and I think in past, like, you know, Pancrase wrestling back in Japan, like the stuff what's his name, Mamoru Suzuki did. I
You
think
got it
that
right.
yeah. Uh that was real shoot. That was real shooting. That was real shoot matches.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell that it was that they wanted to try that, but it just didn't work out the way it's supposed to. So mm, it was dry to me. So, but and I said to myself, this could have waited to, like, I don't know, Monday Night Raw. This could have, and instead of that match, they should have had this Trish Stratus Becky Lynch match
Mm-hmm.
instead. So
Right. Right. And what they should have did also is it's an MMA match, right? Why not have it in the
yeah,
MMA ring?
or yeah, or the fight pit like
Right.
Matt Riddle and Seth Rollins did back at um Extreme Rules. So
Right.
I
Or
think they
like you
I think they
said,
missed a real opportunity.
right? And they could have had Daniel Cormier again to ref it or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, one of them, or you know, Marissa Tate, or like I said, they have um that deal with Endeavor, so with and UFC, so
Right.
that would have been that probably been the best opportunity to take advantage of something like that. But overall, that was a dry match, and before before we skip over this, you text me, I'm looking forward to this match, and I'm like, I'm saying to myself, I think this is about to bomb. I, I really think no one cares for Ronda Rousey as a professional wrestler
Mhm.
or even in the UFC. I just really think no one cares for her. Period. I think they just want her gone because Marks will, you know, has or smart Marks and just read through it, and they read through it and just, you know, she ain't that good of a professional wrestler. They got her here for names, you know. She
Mhm.
got a big money contract because, you know, she was a champion UFC. You know, so
Right.
what? So
Well, see, when she first came in, she was hot, but
mhm.
this comeback after the baby, something went wrong there. Something went wrong with how they pushed her. Well, first of all,
Yeah,
she was like smiling and all that stuff when she came back. That's another. That was one right there. She was smiling and so happy and everything. And now they trying to like bring her back as that mean type of character, but
yeah.
a little bit too late. All
No,
right.
but she like I say, it's just I don't with Ronda. It's she's it's more questions than answers with her. So I don't know. I don't. Do she even wants to be there? Do she need to be there? I doubt she needs to be there. It's just to me she she has more questions than she has answers about that. So I
Mm,
really don't think she wants to be in the WWE anymore. Like she wants to pursue acting, which I think she's a solid actor, so
right.
or actress. So
Hmm. And she was on that reality show that they never mentioned on. I didn't even know she was on that show. They never mentioned that on WWE. What was that? Superstars on Mars or Life on Mars or something? I know it had Mars in it.
I think so. I never watched it.
Yeah, me
I'll probably have
either.
to. I
Yeah,
have to
but
find it on Hulu or something.
right, but they said that she was good on the show. She left early because she wanted to be home with her daughter.
Yeah, and
Uh,
which is fine. Which which is fine. But it's one of those things where to me it's just she's not worth the money that I believe
right.
she's getting in WWE. So
Hmm.
that's probably an unpopular opinion when this get played.
Next up, we got the Intercontinental title. We have Gunther versus Drew McIntyre. Gunther won with the power bomb at 13 minutes and 44 seconds. On my notes, I wrote too short. And did they cut the match for time? Question mark. Which I think they did. We'll hear later. But what was your thoughts on the match?
I personally think that they cut it way too short. And for the life of me, I did not like that finish.
No.
I didn't understand it. I honestly don't think they have anything for Drew McIntyre anymore. I just
Uh,
and and which sucks because I think Drew McIntyre is one of those stallions that you need in your barn, but they have nothing for him now. Gunter,
mhm.
on the other hand, yeah, he's a thoroughbred. He can get down. He looks good. He's an old school wrestler, like one of those old school European wrestlers, which I think you know, he hits hard. And the match was solid. Like how what Big E said, man, big men slapping meat
Mhm.
down, and that's what they
Mhm.
did. It just the ending was just so suspect to me.
Yep. And you're totally right about Drew McIntyre. I think he needs to either they need to switch him heel or take him off for a while and reprogram him. I don't know how you reprogram him, but either or. But like you said, he's like in a rut.
I think you do both. You you put them off television for a little bit and I don't want to say repackage them, but yeah, you do turn them heel, and I would think have him, you know, just have him just knocking everybody out.
Hmm.
Heels, faces, tag teams, anybody.
Right. All right. Next up was the Raw World Title match. We have Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor. Damian Priest showed up with his Money in the Bank briefcase. Rollins won with the stomp onto the briefcase at 18 minutes and 25 seconds. Good match. Well, we already knew that was going to be a good match between those two. And a stare down with Damian Priest because he was mad at the end of it. And All right. First of all, what's your thoughts on the match?
The match was good. It,
That was a really good match. You got two solid athletes, like you know, two men going at it like they should in the ring.
Hmm.
I had no problem with the Judgment Day coming in interfering. It was really good.
Yeah.
I honestly
I honestly thought the wrestling fan in me kind of wanted
stuff. I mean, not stuff wrong, but Finn Balor to win, then Damian Priest cash in on him.
Right.
It just either way, it made for the story to get it made for the story to look good. And
Hmm.
I honestly think that they're only scratching the surface with this with Damian Priest, Finn Balor, and Seth Rollins.
Right. Uh, I let me see. What's the next before the end of the year? What's the next big WWE show? It's not Survivor Series is in 24, beginning of the year, right?
No,
No,
it's
no, Survivor Series in November, right?
yeah, yeah.
Okay. I think that he should use the briefcase, win the title, and Finn Balor be mad and everything, but he's like still in the Judgment Day, but he's mad about it and all that stuff, and they have a triple threat at WrestleMania.
Yeah, that that could work.
Yeah.
but now you got all this stuff going on Raw this past Monday that kind of throw a monkey wrench in everything. So,
Hmm. Yeah, we'll get into that. The next match is the SmackDown Women's Title triple threat match: Charlotte Flair, Bianca Belair, and Asuka. Crowd was dead. That's the first thing I wrote in my notes.
mm,
Belair won. Belair was doing that injury angle, and they taking her back, and she came back, and she won. She won with what did she a roll up. She rolled up Asuka for the pin and the title at 20 minutes and 48 seconds. But hold on, Damage Control came with the briefcase. Io Sky gave the briefcase and beat Bianca Belair again. And because this is like her second, she lost and when Becky Lynch came back in seconds, right, for the
yeah,
title. And
yeah.
she lost this one in 9 seconds for the briefcase. So Io Sky is the new champion. Crowd was dead for the match. The only time they got hype was when Io Sky came with the briefcase because they knew it was going to be a title change after that. So they were super dead. And I believe, see, this takes Jim Cornette's view of the reason why the crowd was dead at the Ronda Rousey match and Shayna Baszler match because they were dead for this too. And these are Charlotte Flair, Bianca Belair, and Asuka. They've been going back and forth for months over this. So and Nia Scott always had the briefcase. So this was another bathroom break match. They was like the crowd was like, oh shit, I gotta hurry up and use the bathroom or get something to eat before the main event come on. Oh wait a minute,
Hmm.
this is before the main event. No, no, let me leave and let me get something to drink and take a piss or something like that. That's what I think was what happened with the Ronda Rousey match because this crowd. I mean, you could hear a damn pin drop at the beginning of this match, and these were
But,
three
but
big stars.
but I don't see why, because
It was a very good match. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like I said, all three did their thing, and I like the fact that it was
Bianca's underdog story, because you had even though even though that Bianca is the longest was the longest reigning women's champion in modern times, she was still considered the underdog in that. And
Hmm.
to me, it did not make any sense. But that what makes it so compelling. Um, I love the fact that EOS got cashed in on her, which makes Bianca Belair the shortest reigning champion
Yeah.
in WWE history. You know,
she owns that now. Uh,
Hmm.
so. like I said, I honestly thought it was a good match. I don't know why, I don't know why people wasn't engaged the way that it was. So, you know,
Right.
I just don't, I don't get I don't get why it was so quiet. Why people didn't enjoy it. I thought that match was a solid match
Yeah,
personally.
it was. It was. Next up was the main event, the SmackDown World Title match. We had Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso in a Tribal Combat match, which means it's an anything go match. Jay hit a super fly splash on Roman Reigns, and a guy in a hoodie came in and pulled Jay off. It turns out it was Jimmy Uso. They stared forever at each other, and Jimmy had super kicked Jay, allowing Roman Reigns to hit that spear through the table in the corner for the pin at 36 minutes and 1 second. I felt the match was way too long, and there was a lot of points where they were just like standing around or not doing anything, like wrestling, I guess you would say. And
Yeah,
I believe this is why they killed the Gunther Drew McIntyre match, because they wanted to get him a longer match. But 36 minutes and 1 second was too long for this match. And I understand about telling the story and all that stuff, but they could have cut some of this stuff out. They could have just made it in the 20s. It'd have
uh,
been better. So what was your
it
thought?
it should have been in the 20s, man. I agree with you. Like I said, there's telling the story, then it's there is a such thing as telling too long of a story.
Hmm.
It was, like I said, it was good when it was good, it was good. But when there was a lot of standing around, it sucked. But the thing about this bloodline storyline that they keep adding layers to it, which the fan in me likes. You know,
Hmm.
every it's compelling, and I guess that's why men like pro wrestling. Or and I say men, no disrespect to women, but I think that's why men like, because it's soap operas for men. You know what I
Right.
mean? You know, you know the casual women like As the World Turns or All My Children. Men like you know Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown. But like I said, it gives layers to to this everlasting story that we got.
Yep. Yep.
My wife looking at me like you're being so sexist, and but that's not where I'm going with it. It's just you know if you look at the key demographic, it's mainly men that watch this.
Yeah.
Um, don't get me wrong. I love the fact that you know women like that too, and I love the fact that we have such an array of talent in women's wrestling. This is like the forefront. Like 2020, 2020 to now has been the forefront of women's wrestling.
Hmm.
Make no make no mistake about it. Um, but this is a soap opera that I can get behind.
Right. So, what was your thoughts on SummerSlam as a whole?
Long,
Yes.
long, and they could have. I think they could have killed an hour. I think they could have killed an hour by you know taking away matches, uh, adding a match, and you know having a faster pace of a match.
Hmm.
Like they could have added, they could have went away with that battle royal.
Yes.
What they could have went away with that. They
Yes.
could have shortened up the main event. Uh, they could have went away with Ronda Rousey versus Shayna Baszler. They could have added uh, Becky Lynch versus Trish Stratus. They could have did a lot of things, and I get like after what I think what went off at what 12:05.
Mm-hmm.
I really wasn't interested in the main event. I mean, I'm glad I watched it, but I couldn't have been I couldn't have been engaged. Like they have got to figure out some type of time restraint.
Yes. AEW is good for this also.
Oh God, yes.
They're very, and I feel as though that All In, both of the, what is it, All In and All Out, the
Yeah.
names of. First of all, well,
Hmm.
we'll get into that. We'll get into AEW when we get there, but yeah, they need to cut some stuff because AEW is good for having long shows like this, and every show doesn't have to be this long. You can have short matches and still have a good card.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I was thinking about that when I was like I guess looking through the stuff with Forbidden Door, AEW and stuff. It was long and it was long for no reason.
Right.
Like, but my, I'm getting ahead of myself.
Well, we'll go on the Raw this week. It was in Minneapolis, Minnesota, at the Target Center. I didn't take any notes for Raw, so I'm reading 411 Mania's their review and all that stuff. I'm not gonna read it. I'm just going to talk about the segments they wrote down. So the show starts off with Cody Rhodes in the ring and talking about Brock Lesnar shaking his hand, as you mentioned, as you talked about, and Seth Rollins showed up. So I guess that's the next match is Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. But first they're going to tag. Well, we'll get into that. I'm going way far ahead. A Judgment Day segment, and next segment was the Ricochet complaining to Adam Pearce about Logan Paul's knuckles. But Chad Gable and Riddle and my and Tommaso Ciampa showed up, and I said, "Uh oh, back to you, back down below Ricochet." When I'm looking at this, I'm like, "Uh oh."
Back to the mid card.
Yep. When Chad Gable's on your segment, you know where you belong. And I like Chad
Mhm.
Gable too, but yeah. And speaking of that, here comes the Ricochet, Matt Riddle, and Chad Gable and Tommaso Ciampa's match. Now, what did you think of that match?
I thought it was pretty good. Why they're giving Chad Gable a push like that? Um, Never know. I really think that push should belong to Ricochet,
Right.
but you know, who am I to judge? Uh, I don't see the dynamic in Chad Gable. Like it's just he's a good wrestler. He's funny. He's always been funny, but and I mean he's a good worker. But I just don't see the overall dynamic in it.
Right. Well, the only reason why he got that push is because he's from Minnesota, so it might be a one-time only thing. But then again, he's always on TV anyway, so I might be wrong on that.
Yeah, well, he did his thing in the I guess the 5 minute challenge last week before.
Right.
We're going to and like I said, he had his I mean he had his I guess moment in the sun. I just don't. I just think for him that sun's about to set. I'm guessing it's going to be at Payback,
Hmm.
which is the next premium live event.
And I also think that Chad Gable needs to get out of there. He needs to take the independent route.
Yeah,
Maybe Japan. I don't know, but I would take the independent route. the PWG route, whatever, because good wrestler, but I mean, can you take somebody seriously after all that comedy?
No, mm-mm. I mean, I personally can't. Like it. They tried that with Zack Ryder. He was back in the day, and I compare that to Zack Ryder because of the independent work that he's doing now.
Right.
Or as Matt Card was his real name, Matt Cardona.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, they said, yeah, they tried that, high comedy stuff, and they didn't take him seriously until he really left WWE and got into the Indies and became a bigger star than he has ever been.
Right.
And I agree. If Chad Gable goes to the Indies, he can be a star. He can be as big a star as Matt Cardona.
Yep. Well, they showed the video of Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar match, and Sami Zayn was playing peacemaker between Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins, trying to get them to go against the Judgment, but Sammy wasn't buying it. Next up was they did a video of Roman Reigns and Jey Uso fight, and the Miz was in the back waiting for that LA Knight photo photo shoot. And I tell you, people really don't. The powers that be really don't like LA Knight that much.
But you know what though? You know what the thing with LA Knight is in the Miz program. I think that's going to work out because yeah, they got Miz at a mid card status, but Miz Miz got the talent and he's got the wherewithal to push LA Knight over to get him over with the powers that be. He's already over with the crowd. Make no mistake about that. It's just
Hmm.
you can't put LA Knight with someone like what's that? What's them goofies called? Hit Row. They are they are goofy. Um and the talent pool on SmackDown outside of Roman Reigns and the Usos, that's kind of dried up. You want your, I guess you want your big money to go to the money show. And I'm not saying that SmackDown is a B show, but you don't have the talent like you do on Raw.
Right.
Matter of fact, I would suggest, and just a suggestion, that they should trade LA Knight for Ricochet. That way, Ricochet they could have ultimately challenged for the U.S. title. So, but
Hmm.
once again, going ahead of myself and all that.
Hmm.
So,
Well, next up was Shinsuke Nakamura and Bronson Reed. Shinsuke Nakamura won with a Kansasa at 11 minutes and 51 seconds. Do we need to see these guys, Russell?
which one, Bronson Reed and
Bronson Reed and Shinsuke Nakamura.
that all depends on. No, no, you're no, 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 no. I was going to give some type of clever reason why they should. But I don't think so. And going forward, I see I see what they're going to do with Nakamura.
Hmm.
But and I'll talk about that when in just a minute.
So Luke Wood comes into the Alpha Academy locker room and try to hit on Maxine Dupree. She wasn't with it. She slapped him, and Otis challenged him for a fight. Then we have Becky Lynch, and she's tired of dealing with Trish Stratus, and she was ready to wrap this up. Joey Starks came to interrupt her, and they kept going back and forth. And then Shayna Baszler comes up. Now Shayna Baszler is sporting a black eye, which is well, I think it's legit because she's been walking around with it. She was at the Vikings. I guess they had open practice. She had her arms bandaged up and her eye was black. So I don't know if that's I think the eye blacking is real, but I don't know about all that. Her how her arms was wrapped up and all that stuff. So
The arm may be at work, but that definitely that black eye is definitely isn't.
we have a Finn Balor and Damian Priest angle. This is before the Shayna Baszler and Zoe Starks fight. So Shayna Baszler won with the world's baddest slam at 12 minutes and 42 seconds. They gave her a long match, which was kind of shocking. 12 minutes and 42 seconds for a TV show. It was kind of shocking. I didn't think the match was that bad. What was your thoughts?
It was pretty good. It was all right. I I kind of want to see Shayna Baszler get that face push. Since she's been in WWE, she's been nothing but a heel.
Right.
I and I wanna see her get that face push where she challenged Rhea Ripley for the strap.
All right. Oh, you was about to say something?
Oh no, go ahead. Go ahead.
Next up was the Otis and Ludwig match. Who won? Ludwig won with the newsy at 2 minutes and 57 seconds. We don't need to do a review on that.
Skip over that.
Right. Seth Rollins and Cody was arguing what they have to say that because Sami Zayn wasn't cleared to compete. The thing about the Sami Zayn thing was okay, he supposedly had an elbow injury, right? But when they were doing the angle, he had a short sleeve shirt on and his elbow was already swollen. But then they act like he got hurt and his elbow got swollen in the fight, which I'm assuming is but they say wrestlers get that, the swollen elbow, because what's the name used to have it? John Cena. John Cena used to have his elbows protruding like that. So it's an injury that wrestlers get, but they're trying to make an angle out of it. But it's okay to make an angle out of it. But why would you have him in a short sleeve shirt before he's supposed to have this elbow injury?
It makes no sense. I think it's like it's a mark thing. They kind of skip over. You're looking, but you're not looking. So
right. So the Miz came up and he doesn't like LA Knight. He doesn't understand why people like LA Knight. LA Knight shows up and give good promos like he always do. So I guess that's who he's supposed to be going against next after he get finished with Hit Row.
Telling.
And
that's just a waste of money.
And we have next up we have the Viking Raiders versus the returning New Day. Who was hurt in the New Day?
It was Kofi.
Okay, what was the injury?
I think it was an ankle, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it was an ankle on SmackDown. He hurt it like in outside the ring or something, and they carried them to the back. Right. That was a while ago too.
Yeah, well, trust me when I say this because that's why I stopped wrestling as an ankle injury.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was an ankle injury.
Okay. New Day won in 5 minutes and 37 seconds. Do we need to talk about this match because this was quick also?
Only because I'm glad to see the New Day back. They're talented. They're a true tag team, like of the truest forms. They got the mantra of. I mean, I want to say they have, the mantra of the fabulous Freebirds, or just old school. When tag team wrestling was tag team wrestling. So
right. Mm-hmm. So next up was Shayna Baszler interrupt Becky Lynch saying that she's coming for her, and Becky Lynch says she's not hard to find. So that's good. They giving Shayna Baszler somewhat of a push. I say somewhat because we don't know how this is going to turn out.
Yeah.
They announced that Sonya Deville has a torn ACL and is out, meaning that the women's tag team, they probably do a tournament or something for that.
Which I hate that. A torn ACL. That's like, if you was a horse, you probably get sent to the glue factory after that.
Right.
Um, nah, it sucks, and wish her a speedy recovery. But don't it seem like lately, the past two champions that one of them get jacked up in an injury. Who was it? Liv Morgan, she got hurt.
Yes.
Then did they had to relinquish the titles? Then
Mm.
now Sonya Deville get hurt after she wins the title. That's fuck. I mean, they might need to do away with them tag team titles.
All right. Next up is the main event. We have Judgment Day versus Shinky Nakamura, Cody Rhodes, and Seth Rollins. Shinky Nakamura was taking the place for uh damn, who do I just say that day he was taking the
Sami
place?
Zayn.
Sami Zayn, yeah, that's right. He was taking the place for Sami Zayn. Of course, Shinky Nakamura, Cody Rhodes, and Seth Rollins won. Cody Rhodes hit his who did he hit his crossroads on?
I think it was Dominic Mysterio.
Balor. No, he did defend
Okay.
Balor. Yeah,
Okay.
14 minutes and 22 seconds. Good match. It was a good match. What was your thoughts on it?
No, it was a real solid match. It it showcased Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins' hatred for the Judgment Day.
Mm-hmm.
We hate these cats, so we don't have to work together. Even though I don't trust you as far as like a 30 type of deal. It works.
Right. Yeah. What did you think of Raw this week?
I love the heel turn from Shinsuke Nakamura.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I forgot to even mention that. Yeah.
Yeah, the heel turn works good, and I think that's what's next for Seth Rollins is the Shinsuke Nakamura. It works out. It works out for him. We kind of know that it's not that Shinsuke is going to lose, but it raises the prestige of the of that World Heavyweight Championship.
Right. All right. So we'll go to AEW's Dynamite at the Nationwide Arena in Dayton, Ohio. We had the Jericho Appreciation Society. They had a meeting in the ring, and they all seemed to ran out on Chris Jericho. Now, what are your thoughts on this angle? Because I think this is a setup. I think they all really going to be together because I think this is a way for Jericho to kind of turn babyface. What are your thoughts?
To be quite honest with you, it's stupid.
Why?
Because what Chris Jericho was in his late 40s,
Uh-huh.
and he's and it's like with the JAS Atlanta Misfit toys that you see on Toy Story. It don't make any sense to me, but I guess that's the appeal. Like, I mean, to me, it was that mandatory meeting was just pointless to me. I'm sorry.
And why do they do a mandatory meeting in the ring? Why they don't have it like in a conference room or a locker room or something?
I don't know. It was just I don't know.
Well, after the
That was just like the Facebook Messenger group text. that played out on TV. I don't know.
Right. Well, after the break, Don Kyles came up to talk to Chris Jericho. So he'll have an answer for him next week. First match of the show was the Hardys versus the Young Bucks, and Hardys won. I mean, I'm not the Hardys. Young Bucks won with a BTE trigger to Matt Hardy at 11 minutes and 10 seconds. Uh, it was a Hardy. The Hardys are not the same as they used to be. So, I mean, do we need to give a rating for this?
Hell no. Why? I mean, like I said, it's no knock on the Hardys, but it's like the old guys at the bar trying to hit on the young ladies.
Yes.
I mean, you may hit a lick on it, but 8 times out of 10, that's just not going to be the case.
Right. Right. So the post match, they Bucks did an interview and they called out FTR, and FTR came out for a stare down. We already knew that was going to happen anyway, so we pretty much already knew that the Young Bucks was going to win. Go ahead.
Yeah, my question is, what is it? All in? Is my question about that is that going to be like the all in from back in the day, or is that going to be is all in London going to be like the watered down version of it?
What do you
Because
mean, like people from different promotions?
yeah, because all I've seen so far is AEW matches. Now, with the first All In, you had people from Ring of Honor, AEW. Not AEW, because AEW wasn't a thing. You had people from the Indies. You had Impact Wrestling, uh, PWG. And even a sprinkle of guys from New Japan. Are we going to see that, or is it just AEW go overseas?
Well, I think they should do what you said. Especially they need to get some European guys on there, because whatever happened to the Olympic boxer? His first name was Anthony, right?
Anthony Ogogo.
Yeah.
As far as I know, he's still contracted, but your guess is good as mine.
Yeah, they got to have some European wrestlers on there. This is a weird for them to sell so many tickets. This is a darn weird setup, because all those tickets sold, and they never even talked about a main event until recently.
Yeah, I just
And the thing about that, since we're talking about it, they should have this on television, either television or stream it on their what is that, Warner Brothers network, Warner
yeah,
Discovery, or
yeah.
whatever that app is. They should have it on there. This shouldn't be a pay per view, especially when a couple of weeks later they coming back and doing another pay per view.
That's what I've been telling. That's what I've been telling you from since we been doing Wrestlefest. Why you have AEW, and they could put out they put out what the first season of that All Access mess on Max, but now is it's I don't know. It's just it's a mess. You got Fight TV, you got Bleacher Report Live, and you got pay-per-view, you got closed circuit. Who in the hell watches pay-per-view anymore unless it's a boxing match? Hell, even ESPN does um MMA fights on ESPN Plus. So,
Right.
oh, like I said, I guess AEW is the new kid on the block, but I just think they're late to the party with
Hmm.
closed circuit, and I don't feel like going to Dave and Buster's or Buffalo Wild Wings to watch the pay-per-view. You kidding me? I don't want to spend that money. I don't want to spend $60 on that shit. I mean, I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm ranting.
Yeah. This have been a perfect for them to have because this will be since it's in London. It should be an afternoon show, correct?
Yeah, yeah. What what's the time difference there? What? Uh,
Unless if it's here, if it starts here at 7 p.m., then it's going to have to be like late at night over there, if I'm not mistaken.
or they might just tell it. I mean, they might just record it. You know.
So they're gonna have people pay to watch a recorded. Oh, like I
I,
said,
sw- I
this
swear
should
to
be.
God, I hope not. But I hope I'm wrong when I say this. I just hope I'm wrong. You know, just even suggesting that. So I
Yeah,
don't know, man.
yeah. This actually should be on television or that Warner Brothers app, Warner Discovery app. One or the other, but I would say the hell with the app and have it on TNT or TBS, one of the other ones. Matter of fact, simulcast on both of them. If it's coming on in the afternoon, they should have a simulcast on both of them. You
Yeah,
want to get more people to look at this. They going to have what 60, 70,000 people in the stands. You want everybody to see this, see how big your product is.
yeah. And but like I said before, there are new kids on the block, but at the same time, they're late to the party. You
Right.
know, but like
Hmm.
WWE has, I don't well, they kind of created a monopoly in uh premium live events and in pro wrestling stuff. So
Right. All right, we got an Adam Cole and MJF segment. They went to a trampoline park when they was playing dodgeball and throwing balls at kids. This wasn't as good as the other ones. It seemed actually kind of rushed, to be honest with you.
hmm it to me, I don't know. I don't like this version of MJF. I mean, yeah, he's still a heel, but at the same time, it's watered down. It's just like dry.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm intrigued. I'm really not. That's not the main event that I want to see from NJF.
True.
But and personally, I think they're wasting their time with this main event. This main event shouldn't be the main event. But go ahead.
All right, you absolutely right. We got the FTW title match. We got Rob Van Dam versus Jack Perry. It's so funny because Jack Perry is the FTW champion, and he said he don't even want the belt. Last week he said, "This is not what I'm looking for." I don't mind a Jack Perry heel turn, and it's so funny because we pretty much called this. I don't remember what episode it was, but we pretty much called well, he was young boy at that time, going heel. We
He should
pretty,
have been here,
yep.
but not now. Uh, now when I think about it, like the him turning heel, he's it's not natural to him.
Hmm.
It looks kind of phony.
Right.
Uh, but Jesus Christ, man, Rob Van Dam, man. And no, and you're gonna be surprised when I say this, man. Hell, Rob Van Dam looks good to be, to still do what he does.
Agreed.
That Rolling Thunder that he did, man. And and like I say, he ain't as skinny as he was in the early 2000s. That man got thick. Man got
Hmm.
he got some age on him,
Right.
but he looked good. Like it's just for me, Jungle Boy is like his the heelness in him look manufactured, like so.
Hmm. Uh, Jack Perry won when he put Van Damme into a chair in the corner. It was a chair sitting up in the corner because they had to pull out all the weapons, of course, because this was a ECW thing.
Hmm.
So I thought the weapons was unnecessary, but I get it because the ECW and all that stuff. He put the chair in the corner and pinned him at 9 minutes and 22 seconds. It was short, but like you said, Rob Van Dam does the same moves, and he didn't look bad.
No,
He looks better than Jericho when Jericho does his old moves.
yeah, and Jericho wrestles a lot more than Rob Van Dam. Rob Van Dam just sell weed and CBD oils and whatnot.
And we forgot to mention that Jack Perry had on like Jerry Lynn's old outfit, or like a rendition of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we forgot that. Yeah. Oh, and another thing, Jack Perry should a person that gets some real good manager heat is Karen Jarrett.
Oh God, yeah,
They hate Karen Jarrett for some reason, and she'll be perfect for Jack Perry, like that Shawn Michaels. What was the lady name that was
Sherry
Sherry Martel?
Martel.
Yeah, Sherry
Yeah,
Martel. When they did that, that'd be
yeah,
perfect for him. And she can talk. And like you said, he doesn't come off well. He's almost seemed kind of like nervous talking,
yeah.
and
Hmm.
she can do the talking for him.
Well, not her. His actual girlfriend, which is Anna Jay.
She's good. She'll be good too.
Yeah,
They will
she.
hate her also if she
Yeah,
went heel.
yeah. No, well, Anna Jay is a heel.
Well, I mean,
And
super not like a bad mouth heel, not the type of heel she's doing.
yeah, no, it's not. I mean, you got someone like Anna Jay. Well, like I said, his actual girlfriend or fiance or whatever it is. You know, they could be pulling the. I don't know. I want to say. I don't want to say pulling the same stuff that Sammy Guevara and Carmelo is doing, but that's kind of different. Like, but um, uh, she like Anna Jay should be the mouthpiece for Jack Perry. Jack Perry's never been good on the mic. Me personally, like I said,
Mhm.
he was better off as a mute and just showing off his wrestling skills.
Exactly. Yep, they need to get one of them to talk for him because he actually he really go far if somebody can if a good person behind him doing all the talking.
Yeah.
He can really go far, but he doesn't come off well talking on a mic. It's like just so nervous, and he got
Hmm.
this look on his face like he don't know what to do.
Like he actually, I feel like he actually needs a writer. I
Right.
know they don't write what they say in AEW. I don't think so, but
Mhm.
he actually needs a writer.
Next up, we have the Adam Cole and FMW, MJF in the ring. This wasn't as good as the other ones, but I did like the line that MJF said about the about Adam Cole and the cocaine.
Oh God, yeah,
Yeah, that was a good line. MJF said that Adam Cole wouldn't make it in the '80s because guys like Hulk Hogan would have snorted him. That was a good one, but it wasn't as good as the other ones, as the other stuff that he said before.
yeah.
So,
Like, go ahead, go ahead.
go ahead.
Well, I mean, um, that promo was solid. I, I honestly think that, but I honestly think this this one is not the match that needs to be having at all in. I,
Right.
yeah, I mean all out. Yeah, yeah. Have this match in Chicago. Have this match in all out. But this should be the not. No, not even that because All Out is after All In. No,
Yes.
well, I don't know. I don't know now. Once I thought about it, because if if this is the match, if this is the match that they're going to have it all in, then the match that they need to have it all out, it should be MJF versus CM Punk.
No, the all out. Okay, you're right. The all in match, the all in real main event match should be uh FTW, CM Punk, and versus the Elite. That should be the all in match.
Yeah,
But for some reason, the Young Bucks don't talk to CM Punk, which I don't understand. How can vice
because
presidents not talk?
that's because that's their fault because they wanted to start a fight that they couldn't win.
Right. All right, so we have next up is the was this the main event? Lucha Brothers versus the Blackpool Combat Club.
Uh,
No, I'm sorry, that wasn't the main event. Well, we already know this was going to be a good match, and we already know how it was going to end. They took Penna's mask. I forget who unmasked Penna, and John
uh,
Moxley
um,
pulled them up for the pin because his face,
Cesaro.
okay, so he didn't want to, because his face, the old lucha libre trick where you take someone's mask and they don't want to kick out or anything. They like covering their face. So it both
yeah,
saves the Lucha Brothers, and it both saves the Lucha Brothers because they don't look bad. They didn't technically they didn't really lose because Penta lost his mask or they took his mask from him. We already knew that this was going to be a good match. And do you want to have a rating on it?
I mean, only because wait a minute, did John Moxley bleed in this match?
Oh, that was a plus. Nope, he didn't bleed.
Thank God. I'll talk about it for a second. Yeah, no, it was a good match. Like I always like Penta. Um, real solid worker, and
Mhm.
he did he him and Fiend do their thing. I love it. Well, you know, I like the fact that they snatched his mask and stuff. To show them that they're true heels in this matter. So
Right.
yeah, but the simple fact that John Moxley did not bleed in a match, thank the good Lord. um, yeah, I mean, I say there is a God.
hmm Yeah, that's ridiculous. Especially they supposed to have this new rule where they was cutting down on stuff like that, but John Moxley still gets to bleed every week, which is something I don't understand.
I, I don't either. Like you don't need to bleed every time. Jesus, I mean, I don't know, man.
Right.
I'm not saying that there should be blood, like I said, but damn, though, you have to bleed all the time.
Yep. Well, Kenny Omega said that he was sitting down with Jim Ross next week to tell us what he's going to do for All In. I don't know what's taking so long, but hey.
It's they're drawing this out all they're drawing this out, and for the life of me, I don't know why. It's
Mm,
it's worrisome. It,
yep.
I don't find it appealing of why you need to do this, what you need to do this week. And who is in the Don Callis family? Besides the what's his name? Um, I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
I know you're talking about. I forget his name
Yeah,
too.
but is he the only one in the family?
Yes.
Uh, mm, I'm I'm pretty
I
sure.
think I think Meltzer said that was going to be the that was Kenny Omega's match.
Mm,
Doesn't seem like an all in match. Seems like more like a dynamite match, but
yeah, it does. I don't know. Like I
Uh,
said, it just go ahead.
it's going to be a good match, but
Yeah, but that should be a main event match on Dynamite, not a match at a pay per view.
yes, and in front of 60,000 people.
Yeah.
hmm So next up, we have Swerve Strickland and the Mogul Ambassador. He said they went to Seattle, his hometown, to prove a point. What they because they beat up what's the guy's name?
Nick Wayne.
Okay, they beat up Nick Wayne at Nick Wayne's wrestling school. His father's it's still under his father's name, right? The
Yeah.
wrestling school. Yeah, they went and beat him up. And he said that he did it to prove a point. And so they set up the all-in match of Sting and Darby Allin versus AR Fox and Swerve Strickland in a coffin match. How many times we didn't seen a damn coffin match? And, and you know we're wrong too, by the way, with these matches and everything, because you know these get high ratings.
if you're if your rating is according to Dave Meltzer,
No,
then
no,
we
I'm
can
talking about TV rate. I'm talking about TV ratings, not match ratings.
yeah, but what's the key demographic to that? Because we need to kind of break that down at a later time.
Right.
Um
Because you see that outside dynamite match they had last week, I said, oh no. And that supposedly that got good ratings.
yeah, like I said, it's you gotta you gotta break it down to key demographics, then we'll discuss that at a later time. But I a coffin match, of course. Lord knows you need a an attraction match to get marks and stands, I guess, or marks to watch it.
hmm
But you know,
Well, the main event, the reason why I thought that Blackpool Combat Club and the Lucha Brothers was the main event, well, this was the real main event. Anna Jay versus Hikaru Yoshida. Oh boy, do we even need to talk about this?
only for the fact that I'm glad that Hikaru Shida is the champion.
Right,
Um, but even with that being said, it looks like the talent pool in the women's division's dried up. I mean, and for the life of me, I don't know why. Uh, they need to take some of the females from Ring of Honor, take them, bring them up on Dynamite. I mean, you got good talent like Billy Starks, Athena, Willow Nightingale, which was a was the first um, women's New Japan Strong Wrestling Champion.
yes.
And they got Trisha Dora. God, I love her work.
hmm
Uh, like I said, I just the ones that I'm the ones they're putting on TV. I don't know why, and the ones they're doing for what Ring of Honor Plus or whatever.
Right.
I don't know why. I don't know why they're not putting them on TV. It's
See.
just it's just they're trying to they keep going into the well, and that well is drying up before our eyes. We need to
Right.
put in fresh talent in the women's division. I think they need to invest in the women's division a lot more than they have been.
All right. Now, do you think is they want to promote that cute thin women type of thing like they did back in the Divas days?
What's that? What was that
Uh,
again?
cute women, cute thin women.
No, no, and like I said before, um, for the like last few years, like I said, this has been the best at the win. This has been the best at women's division for women's wrestling. Period, bar none. Like I said, you can go on looks, but why would you do that? I mean, uh, like I said, with and like I said, and all props to Triple H about this because he pretty much brought women's wrestling to the forefront with NXT and stuff. But um, they don't need cute women per se. They need talent. They have an abundance of it. They just don't know what to do with it though.
Right.
Like I said, it's an island of misfit toys, and
Mm-hmm.
they got working parts there. They just don't know how to use them properly,
Yep.
which frustrates me.
Now, do you think the stuff that uh it, well, you heard the controversy about I forget the lady wrestler's name, that she was talking about the women's division, how I guess it's like Britt Breaker, whoever's on Britt Breaker's side, I guess they're playing like mean girls and talk bad about everyone else.
I believe it to a certain extent, but I don't I don't think it is. I don't think it's as bad as I don't think it's as bad as they as she's saying it is. Uh,
Mhm.
and I I get why it's such a controversy with it now more than ever. You didn't see the match that we should have had for SummerSlam. You don't see the talent that they should be pushing in AEW. I get why they're saying that, but I don't think it's a mean girls mentality, and
Right.
I don't think that is being chauvinistic and whatnot. We're I don't think we're down that road yet.
Mhm.
But
And oh, okay, go ahead.
but but if it keeps happening, then someone's gonna make some noise about it, and it's gonna get louder. So
Mhm. And the second one is Jay Cargill. Do you believe that with Jay Cargill saying that she's done with wrestling and all that stuff on Twitter?
I hope not. I hope not because she she can be she can be the most talented female wrestler since that AEW has had. I mean,
Hmm.
don't get me wrong. She's like I said that long TBS championship run was good, but I think if she stays in pro wrestling, she can have as big as a name as Mercedes Monet in my eyes.
Right. Yeah, I believe that she's working. The time off she taking, but I believe she's like working when she's talking about glad to be out the wrestling bubble and all that stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe it's a work.
Hmm.
We'll talk about last night's SmackDown first. So it's SmackDown at the Scotto Bank Saddle Dome in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. The crowd was very nice, and we'll get to that.
Hmm.
First match we got Asuka versus Charlotte, and I was shocked that this was the first match on SmackDown. Asuka won with a missile drop kick. Oh no, I'm sorry. Damage Control came in, and Io Sky went on the top rope and drop kicked both of them, both Asuka and Charlotte, and it was a DQ. Well, it was a DQ because which didn't make any sense to me because people interfere on matches all the time and they never call a DQ.
Yeah.
DQ. Match was short. I mean, actually, we don't really have to talk because they didn't really get a chance to get going because with the commercial breaks and all that stuff, and then when Damage Control came in, it wasn't really a match. It started out good though. It started out first. At first, it started out. They made a it was a botch. What happened? And they like did kind of like that quick standstill, and then they got it together.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, I forgot what it was.
Yeah, I think that Charlotte was supposed to take Asuka to the ropes, and I think she slipped. Maybe her
Mm,
hand slipped, and then they had like that brief like standstill. But other than that, I mean, we really don't have to talk about the match because there really was no match. Because as soon as when they got going, Damage Control showed up. What was your
yeah.
thoughts?
No, it was like you said, it was good, and I think they did that to highlight the fact that Io Sky's the champ, which I have no problem with. You know,
Hmm.
I have no problem with them, showing off the brand new champion. It yeah, it highlights her. It highlights Io Sky. So I got no problem with it.
Right. Next up, we have Santo Escobar was talking about how he's ready to go against Austin Theory, and Austin Theory attacked him. Oh, this was backstage, and Austin Theory attacked him from behind, and now he slammed his leg on a case, and all the guys, all the LWO, I said LOD, LWO went to try to save him, and he was laying the ground hurt. So next match was AJ Styles versus Karrion Kross. Boy, AJ Styles kind of like dropped in their eyes.
For what reason? Don't know why. I mean, and for what reason? I don't know why they're not giving Karrion Cross a push that I think he deserves.
Oh yeah, Karrion Kross and AJ Styles. They just put him in the background.
Yeah, I don't know why they dropped the mid card for or lower
Mm,
mid card for that reason.
yep. And the thing is, he was getting a push. Karrion Kross, now I'm talking about. He was getting a push, but when the COVID thing happened and they let everyone go, when he came back, he's like never been the same.
Yeah, and I I kind of blame the pandemic. Well, no, I don't. I can't. You can't blame the pandemic. You got to blame Vince McMahon for that. They did carry across wrong. They did a lot. Vince McMahon did a lot of things wrong during like before the pandemic. I mean,
Hmm.
They they gave Karrion Cross that stupid mask and that stupid chest thing, and
Yeah.
this was the. But um, yeah, for whatever reason, uh, I like I said, I feel that yeah, they're doing both those guys a disservice. So,
Hmm. Well,
but that's I think that's only because of Roman Reigns, and not because Roman Reigns playing politics. I mean, it's the bloodline storyline. So
right.
it, until
the title comes off Roman Reigns, he's pretty much got a stranglehold for on SmackDown.
Hmm. Then we have AJ Styles won with the Styles Clash. 9 minutes and 22 seconds. 9 minutes and 52 seconds. So they had a Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar video. Next up was Edge is in the ring. He surprised the crowd in Calgary. And Sheamus came. Oh, he called out Sheamus and the Brutes, and Sheamus came up. They had a big love fest with each other, and Sheamus thanked him because he was working in the bar. I don't know if this was a true story. Now, there probably was that he was working in the bar and saw Edge, and he asked Edge about wrestling, and Edge was the only one that really talked to him. So he's thanking him for that. So obviously they're going to team up with each other. I just paraphrased it. It was longer than how I did it, but I'm just paraphrasing what happened. So
yeah.
they gave Hulk Hogan a 70th birthday party shout out, which they was kind of surprising that they mentioned that.
Well, I mean, good for Hulk Hogan. Happy birthday to him, but um, I'm not wishing that name. Not a thing.
Next match is what we talked about: Top Dollar versus LA Knight. Why the hell is LA Knight fighting anyone from Hit Row? They need to get rid of everyone from Hit Row. The only one I would keep is B Fab because B Fab got a good look. And I don't know how her wrestling ability is, and she's not a bad talker either. But she has a real good look, and that's who the one I would keep. But I don't have to say they don't have to get rid of uh the Adonis and Top Dollar, but they just can repackage them or something.
Yeah.
I'll put it
Yeah.
like that. They need to be repackaged, and they need to push B-Fab. Let B-Fab be a manager to somebody or something. I don't know, because she really can talk.
Like that. I mean, it's goofy to me. To
I keep calling Hit Row goofy.
Mm.
Uh, no, it's just, to me, it's they. What are they here for? Are they are they are they serious, or are they just going to clown on the mic, or are they? What are they going to do? So that's
Mm-mm.
I'm trying to
Well,
figure that out.
what got hit roll over is because they had that talk in the beginning when they walked. They had a long intro and they talked on the mic and they got rid of all that stuff. So what else is to them?
yeah. I know. I figure so. It's just to me is to me they're just goofy right now.
Right.
And but go ahead.
Well, LA Knight won in 2 minutes, and LA Knight did his after the match. LA Knight did all his catchphrases, and everyone, played along. Santo Escobar was cleared, but he can't walk. So next segment was the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley having a drink with each other, and the sky's the limit for him. So what do you think about the Street Profits heel turn?
Love it.
Hmm.
I love it. They toyed with it. They toyed and they kind of played with it before WrestleMania. But I am glad that this is happening. Uh, I would love to see. I would love to see Hill Street Profit.
Hmm.
It make sense for them to team up with Bobby Lashley and I guess recreate the hurt. I mean, with the hurt business,
Right.
it just it makes sense.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, at least they didn't break the Street Profits up because everybody wanted Profits to break up.
I mean, I do see individual success more so for um
Not Angelo Dawkins, the other one. Uh,
Montez Ford.
okay, Montez Ford. Yeah, I would love to see
I would love to see them. I mean, they'll have good success as single competitors, but
I see them as one of the best tag teams in WWE. So
Hmm. And too bad Leo Rush isn't there to do the talking.
nah.
But
Mm-mm.
oh, you wouldn't like that?
mm-mm, not. I mean, like I said, if there was a cruiserweight division, I would
No,
have
I
loved to.
mean like remember he was talking for
Yeah,
Bobby Lashley? Yeah.
yeah, but at the same time though, Lilo Rush could wrestle. Now, if it was a cruiserweight division and stuff, he could talk and wrestle.
Right.
He didn't have to relegate to just being a mouthpiece. So
Hmm. Yeah, he wanted to wrestle. That's why he's not there anymore.
yeah, but I like the fact I kind of like the fact that
I guess a couple weeks prior when SmackDown was in Orlando, that he was talking with Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams.
Hmm.
Uh, you know, like I said, I mean, I can honestly think there could be some type of, you know, black coalition with, with all those guys.
Right. Well, speaking of that, I sure hope they don't break those two up.
Who's that?
Trick and Carmelo.
Yeah, no, I don't either.
Yeah, it's kind of
well,
seemed like they going there in that direction. But and like I say, if they bring Carmelo up, they need to bring Trick up too.
and I think they will. Um,
Did you watch the Great American Bash, by the way? The
Yeah.
NXT Great American Bash?
Yes.
um,
Okay. I get it about Carmelo Hayes. He's playing face, but is Trick Williams doing heel stuff to have face Carmelo Hayes win? I don't. The dynamic is just weird to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's kind of seeming that's what they leading up to, so he can get a run at that title.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's too early to pair these guys up, and when they have chemistry together, to just break them off like that.
Yeah. It don't feel right. So, but time will tell, and I'm really rooting for Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams, especially Trick Williams. I think he's he's the better talker out the two. Don't get me wrong, Carmelo Hayes, he's good on the mic,
Right.
but there's something about Trick Williams that I can get behind as a face and as a heel.
Hmm.
Baby is just is he's his overconfidence, his cockiness, and but his ability to talk, I think, is second to none.
Yep. Well, next up, we got the U.S. title match: Santos Escobar versus Austin Theory. Now, Escobar he was hurt. Of course, they cleared him. He was coming to his ring, and his knee had gave out. So the LWO was sitting there. Who was going to replace him? It was Rey Mysterio Jr. And Rey Mysterio now is the U.S. champion. Was kind of shocked me because I would thought that was easy for them to give Austin Theory the win. We don't really need to talk about the match because it was only 2 minutes, so very quick.
Hmm.
Yeah, it kind of shocked me that they gave him the U.S. title because I thought he was going to dare to put Austin Theory over. What was your thoughts on this? Let's just call it an angle since it was like a almost a whole episode angle.
I wanna see LWO break up. I wanna see. I don't want to. I don't like seeing Santos Escobar as a face. I don't like to see Legazo Del Fantasma as a face team. Yeah,
Hmm.
Rey Mysterio is a natural baby face by no stretch of the by no stretch of the imagination. He's the best baby face, second to John Cena, I believe.
Right.
Um, but Santo Escobar is a natural heel. Um, or Rudo, if
Right.
you're into that. Um, he like I say, I don't get the LWO. Yeah, I get it. It's an homage to Eddie Guerrero, but I don't get this LWO. It's I don't. It's just it's weird, and I
Mm.
guess it's because I've seen the Lacanzo Del Fantasma. I've always seen them as heels, and they look good as heels. They had swag. They had swagger as heels. It's all okay. I get it. The LWO, and I hate to say this, is almost like the Mexicals back in the ruthless aggression era. If you remember though,
Yes.
um, super crazy and I forget the other two.
Wasn't
Juventud Guerrero.
yeah.
It just it you know you you want to root. You take them. They're kind of a joke, but you don't want to take them as a joke.
Right. Right.
Uh,
And another thing that Sano Escobar is very underrated with his promo skills because he's really a good talker.
oh yeah. He's the best. I think he can talk. Like I said, he's got that swag. He got that swag to him. He got that confident, but that's when he's a heel. When he's a face, it's like whack whack.
Hmm.
It's not. They don't hit right. You know what I mean? It's like playing. It's like playing being in a cover band. You're not playing and you're not hitting the notes right. so.
Right. Well, the end of the show, the bloodline, as the world turns, Roman Reigns said, "What do he want for?" Well, he says that Roman Reigns helped. Well, Jimmy Uso helped Roman Reigns out. So Roman Reigns asked him, "What do you want? Did he want a car? Do you want a yacht, a boat, a jet? What?" But but I thought that was so funny too. Uh, so Jay Uso shows up, and Jimmy said that it didn't have nothing to do with him. And what happened after that? Uh, who attacked two first?
I think God, I can't remember now. I think Jay no, Solo attacked Jay.
Right. And Jay had super kicked him, and then Romans hit his punch and his spear, and what happened? No, Roman was going to spare him, and Jay had super kicked him. That's when he was
Yeah.
laid on the ground. So then he got out the ring, and Jimmy was walking down the aisle, and I guess Jimmy turned around thinking that they was going to
Hug
match
it
up
out.
again. Yeah. So as he was running to hug him, Jay had super kicked him. So Jay got on the camera and said he quits the bloodline, he quits WWE, and he's out. And he walked up the aisle. And I thought the crowd was so nice. They just parted ways and just let him walk up the aisle. The Canadian fans, because that wouldn't have happened here in the United States.
Boy, don't you love Canada though?
Yeah. It wasn't no security or nothing. As soon as he walked up there, they just cleared the way and let him walk up the aisle.
I feel. You know what? Don't let me shut up. I'm gonna say. I feel like you can slap a Canadian and they apologize to you. Let me stop. Cause I know Canadian. I don't think she like that. But
Nah, it was I don't think they grasped. I don't think the crowd grasped what was said.
yeah, I don't think they grasped what he said, and
They were just cheering for the moment that he,
Right.
kicked Jimmy.
Hmm. Yeah, good ending for the show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the wrestling was kind of but hell, it wasn't
Hmm.
barely any wrestling in it. The first match went 9 minutes. The AJ Styles match went what? What did you say the AJ Styles match went? Let me check. Uh, let me see. 9 minutes. So it was two 9 minute matches. There's 18. Then we have a whole bunch of 2 minute matches. So it wasn't really that
Hmm.
much wrestling. It was just a lot of angles and highlights from SummerSlam.
Yeah. Like I said, they're trying. I guess they're just trying to develop. Well, here's the thing about it is it's a working formula and stuff because uh like I said, you know it's one of the four major events: WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, and oh my man, what's the other one? Oh God, what's the other one? I forget. But yeah, so I guess they're trying to develop stories going into the next uh, premium live event, which is Payback.
Right. All right, so we'll talk about Rampage. Rampage at the Nationwide Arena in Columbus, Ohio. First match, we have Road Warrior Brian Cage. Now, is he trying to be Road Warriors or he's trying to be Sting? Now, last week he had on Sting had a stinger on his pants. This week he didn't have that on his pants, so I don't know if he's trying to be Road Warrior Brian Cage or Sting Brian Cage. And then his makeup isn't Sting's makeup.
Who knows anymore with it? Who knows anymore with it? I think he's just trying to get something on TV and trying to throw something on the wall and hope it sticks or something. I don't know.
Right. He's the new Jeff Jarrett because he gets on TV a lot. He's been getting on TV a lot recently. Now I ain't saying that's a bad thing, but
Mm-mm.
he's been getting on TV a lot. A good match. Well, they do the small man, big man type of thing. Brian Cage is a big guy. They do the small stuff, with Darby Allin. Well, that's damn near every Darby Allin match, pretty much. He's like the small
Yeah.
guy that overcomes. Uh, um, a Cage tried this F10 and Darby Allin reversed it at 10:46. Good match. Good match. What was your
It
thoughts
was
on the match?
a real solid match. Like I said, I mean, I like Darby Allin. I like Brian Cage. I uh just leading up to all in with this casket match. I don't know how Darby Allin puts his body through all that kind of punishment and keep
Mhm.
going and stuff. But
Well, he
um,
he says that well, he's like a jackass type of guy, ladies and gentlemen, which means he does like stunts like the jackass guys does. Um I guess he does it on YouTube. Or he did do it on YouTube, the stunts and stuff. And
yeah,
supposedly he's going to climb Mount Everest. Is that still in play?
hell if I know. I can't climb a playground gym right now.
Yeah, he's supposed to climb Mount Everest.
I
So
mean, I hope he does. Uh, um, you don't never see. I mean, pro wrestlers are fit, but don't get me wrong, but you don't never see them climb Mount Everest. So this will be brand new.
right. After the match, Luchasaurus came in and choke slammed, a reverse choke slammed Darby Allin, which I don't understand because he's supposed to keep him strong for All In. That's only a couple of weeks away.
Yeah, it like I said, right now AEW is not making any sense. Uh, but you got Dynamite, Rampage, and you got three shows, and it just feels all scattered. And I guess they're trying to make sense of the situation.
So, Britt Baker interview. She's supposed to face the Bunny next week. She says they're friends and everything. And I don't know why would she say that because the Bunny is a heel and Britt Baker is a face. She shouldn't be
I
talking
guess,
about how they're friends.
I guess because of the Mean Girls comment.
Yeah, probably. At Eddie Kingston interviews, he's still in the G1, and he says he can't wait to defend his New Japan Strong title. That's your leeway. That match it won't be an AEW wrestler, it'll probably be a Japanese wrestler at All Out, All In.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's your
Hmm.
leeway there about how different people from different promotions. He's not going to defend that title against an AEW wrestler.
No. Is he still in the G1? I know the G1's almost over, but did he make it to the I haven't had a chance to really look.
No,
Did he?
no, he didn't make it.
Okay.
I forget who came out of his
His block.
group.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
forget,
Yeah.
but he didn't make it.
Okay. I mean, like, don't. I mean, I love Eddie Kingston, man. I think I like his style. Like I said, he's no nonsense. He's good on a microphone, and I'm glad that he's got this rub in New Japan. He deserves
Hmm.
it.
Right. Next up is the international TV title. Is Johnny TV versus Orange Cassidy. Uh, Cassidy hits his tornado DDT and Orange Crush at 9 minutes and 34 seconds. The match was okay. The match was okay. They have this thing going on with Orange Cassidy where he's like fighting every week, pretty much, and he's supposed to be
Yeah,
like in pain.
yeah.
Yeah. So the person that beats him, he's going to be like so in pain that he can't win or whatever. I think it's going to be Powerhouse Hobbs.
Nah, I don't think so. What do I love the nickname that that he gave Orange Cassidy, Old Pockets.
Uh-huh.
I like I like Orange Cassidy. I can't I can't stand these different names for John Hennigan. I refuse to
Mhm.
call him Johnny TV. Uh,
What? Yeah.
yeah, Johnny Mundo, Johnny Nitro, Johnny. I,
Yes. Hmm. Next up, we have the Aussie Opens versus the Outrunner preliminary squash match. 2 minutes and 11 seconds. I like Aussie Open, but I don't know why they do squash match. I have to say, Rampage is supposed to be like a B show anyway, so I guess they can have squash matches like this.
okay, if real quick, if uh what is it? If Rampage is the B show, then what is ROH? Developmental?
Well, ROH is like his own separate entity. It's not AEW. So I
What?
see your point, but this is what they would say. That's not AEW. That's ROH. ROH got their own show. Even though the same wrestlers appear on each other's shows and defend titles on each other's shows,
Yeah,
that's still
exactly.
that's not AEW.
Mm,
But that's what they said. Well, since Collision, they said that Rampage was like a B show.
that's that makes sense. Only because Collision would be A1 and Dynamite. Well, that Dynamite is A1 and Collision would be A2. Yeah,
Yes.
I get Rampage being a beat show because what's only no, it's 2 hours. No, so what would that make? Is ROH the what is it, the NXT of AEW?
Right.
I like Aussie Open. I'm like you, man. I like their stuff. I like their theme song, man. I like the entrance music. I think they got it. It was Run the Jewels, right?
Yes. Hmm. Yes.
That
S- So
that's
after the match they said they hate England, but they go on a 0 hour to go against MJF and Adam Cole. Should be a good match.
what in the God sense does that make though?
Well, they said that they was going to wrestle twice. They was going to wrestle the tag team and then wrestle each other at the end of the show. They
Yeah,
said
but
that.
I get it, but that that makes no sense. I understand. It's they're gonna have like 3 hours to rest before their match, but
Yes.
yeah,
Hmm.
I'm 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 not running the risk of injury
Right.
for two matches.
Yeah, I say just put another tag team in for
Yeah,
all in, and they can tag any other time. Tag for all out.
yeah,
Tag on Dynamite.
mm,
But yeah, this is stupid.
yeah. I mean, they like I said, they AEW got a good talent pool of tag teams. Like they got the Gates of Agony. They got Best Friends. The BBC. They got all those different tag teams, and you know, it just I'm not running and I'm not running the risk of me getting hurt in the 0 hour. That is, and I it might be for an angle. I don't know.
Yeah,
That's what I'm shooting for right now.
right. So Jeff Jarrett said that he wants a cross promotional match on Dynamite between Jeff Jarrett and Jeff Hardy in a Texas Chainsaw Massacre death match. I can't say that without laughing.
All right, then let's skip over that. Then I
All
don't even want to
right.
talk about it.
So it's a woman's tournament. What is this tournament anyway?
uh, four preliminary single matches. One of them gets Tony Storm gets the bye since she was a the former champion.
Right.
So now it's 3 preliminary matches for a fatal 4-way at All Out. I mean, All
Oh,
In.
oh, okay, all right. So the first round match is Saraya versus Sky Blue. I like Sky Blue too. And she gets a lot of views on YouTube, by the way.
Who,
Uh,
Sky Blue?
yeah, Sky Blue gets a lot of views. What's that interview that it's an interview that guy with long hair does those weird interviews.
Oh, Hey EW.
Yeah. You know, she was
Mm-hmm.
on there and she got like the one of the best views on his episodes. And he had pretty much everybody been on there, the top people been on there.
Yeah.
And she's got more views than they did. That's why they kind of give her a little push. But
Mm-hmm.
anyway, Soraya beats Sky Blue. The match was Soraya's. I don't. Me personally, myself, I wouldn't sign Soraya. I get why they did because she has the name from WWE, and plus, you know that Twitch stuff. You know, she's gets a well, she used to. I don't know how about it now. She gets a lot of
Yeah.
views on Twitch, so I can understand why they signed her. But there's other people you can push.
That's what I'm saying. That the women's talent pool is deep, but they still don't know what they have. So
Right. And okay, we have to put her in all in because you know the English thing going on. So you got to put her in there. But other than that, no.
yeah, I get it.
Right. And that ended the show. The show wasn't hell. It was only okay. The women's match went 9 minutes. Darby Allin, Brian Cage, that was a good match. Orange Cassidy and Johnny TV match wasn't bad. So it wasn't really that much. Well, it's an hour show, but it wasn't really that
Yeah,
much wrestling on here either.
yeah. Like I said, I think they're just gearing angles up for All In. So
Right.
which they should have done that a month ago.
Yes. And as we recording this, a collision was on, and I was kind of looking at it. It looks like the main event went real long. I don't know who won. But when I was kept glancing back and forth at it, it looked like it kind of went long. So I hope it's
Mm.
a good long match. All right, Josh, it's at the end of the show. It's been a couple of, I guess we got a month and change from you had a month and change to play AEW Fight Forever. Now, what are your thoughts on the game?
I like it. I like the old school feel of it. Like I said, I grew up playing Mercy and stuff, so I can appreciate the nostalgia on it. The only issue that I have is the talent pool on there is not that deep.
Hmm.
Um, but I'm hoping that this is a standalone game and that the bugs that they do have, which I haven't seen really any, that they get fixed and they start adding more talent
Right.
on it. But other than that, I enjoy it, and I can't wait for the uh, Stadium Stampede.
Hmm.
Like I said, I like it's like a party game, and
Right.
I can kind of dig that. So
Hmm. Well, I agree. I agree with you. Very good first game, and like you said, a lot
mm,
of old school feel. Well, I already told you what problems what I thought about it. It's like, well, damn, if you get pinned, if someone pin you, you're going to lose because how the hell do
yeah,
you get out of a pin? They have to work that out.
yeah, you got to mash them buttons.
Now, do you mash all four or just match one? Or
I think you just mash one and good luck.
uh-huh. It's like well, then they do have that, and there's another thing they have. Some of the people have the rollout. Like once
Hmm.
you get them, yeah, they need to stop all that too because you can the match can last forever because somebody can hit you with the move and all they have to do is just roll out.
Yeah, yeah,
It,
yeah. Like I said, that's weird, but not out of the realm of me. Stop not playing it anymore. So,
right.
uh, I played a couple of these exploding barbed wire matches. I said it's good. It's fun. It's a fun game. You know, uh, glad you don't. Glad you can turn off the blood and stuff. That way, I don't have to see John Moxley bleed all the damn time.
Hmm.
But other than that, I personally enjoy it.
Right. And I think the original songs they have with Max Caster. Max
Yeah,
Caster did a song. Who else did a song?
I think
Sunny
Austin
Kiss.
Gunn.
Yeah, and Sunny Kiss did a song.
Hmm.
I'm like, well, these songs don't get on my nerves because
No,
you know,
they really don't.
right? I'm like, whoa, they
No,
really good. They did a real good job on the music because I'm like, none of these songs like get on my nerves or anything. So,
yeah,
like you said, listening to people on Twitter and Reddit, boy, they be going in on that game like it's like the worst. But
ah,
clean the stuff up. Add a lot more wrestlers than they have, by the way. And
yeah,
I don't understand. Okay, we got FTR. I don't understand why they not a tag team. You have to do this and that to like make them a tag team. Like
yeah.
you know what I mean. Like on a tag team page, they're not on a tag team page.
That made no sense, but that's not that you can go to the creation suite and fix that. Given
Right,
a little time.
right,
Uh, um, yeah, they just need to add a lot more talent. Like, they should add. I know you want to. People want to buy, take the money. Well, THQ want to get the money and stuff.
hmm,
And who is it? The Acclaim and all them. I wish the Acclaim was on there,
right.
but you know, I'm not.
Uno, and he's the main one that been talking about the game and all that stuff, and he's not even on the opening day roster.
Yeah, that makes no sense. But like I said, I'm hoping this is a standalone game, where we don't have to buy it every year.
Right.
Like, I can see myself keeping it in my rotation another year or two and see how it plays out.
Right. Yeah, this shouldn't be a every year thing. They need to if they clean this up, maybe like another 2 years, maybe.
Yeah,
Keep doing updates. Keep doing updates. Keep adding wrestlers or whatever. And I want to see more arenas too because the arenas all look the same, other than
oh,
the it'd be great if they did a all in a Wembley Stadium arena, but
and
I'm
I
being too
think,
hate of myself.
yeah, I think they're planning on doing a new Dynamite arena and a new Collision arena.
Hmm.
So I'm not too worried about it.
Right. Oh yeah,
So
they have to work on the creator wrestler too. Forgot
yeah,
about that.
yeah, yeah. They kept it when they did that. They kept that old school.
Hmm.
Yeah, they didn't. They didn't. Wait. They wasted. Well, they didn't waste their time. They just put some random stuff, or simple and random stuff on there. So
Right. Right. So, all right, everybody, you can reach the Judgementals on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube at PNL Judgementals, Instagram at the two underscores Judgementals, or you can email us at pnljudgementals@gmail.com. All right, Josh, give us all your social information, and you gotta leave with the theme song. Your theme,
all
I'm
right,
sorry.
now you're good. You can find me on Facebook, Josh Evans. Find me on TikTok, Instagram, and Instagram Threads as the Big Stat. Yes, I am on Threads now. So I'm like the 25th millionth person on Threads. So, and with that being said, good night. Get your mind right and get your stats up.
You ain't say it like you normally say it.
All right. Get your mind right and get your stats up, baby.
And that's it. All right, Josh.
All right, man. You take it easy.